Do you really know what goes into movies? Is it just someone holding a camera and other people speaking? Well, let me show you what a production company has to do to get a movie out in less than 30 seconds. Okay, they need to do development where they get the idea, write the script and pitch it to those who are going to fund the movie. Pre-production where they work out the initial planning items, time and logistics of the movie. Production where they work out the full plan and communicate between all the team members to start filming. Principal photography where they film all the different shots in all the different ways the director needs and they sometimes need to refilm. Wrap is where they dismantle the entire set and return everything to normal and make sure all the footage is good. Post-production is where the editing and magic happen, then they distribute it to get it in front of you on a screen. Sounds like a hefty job, and seems like there's a whole team that has to go behind it to finish such a movie. What if I told you that there's people that do the entire process on their own? You'd probably say something like, surely the quality of such movies would be horrendous. We spend millions to make sure the quality is top-notch. Well, you'd be wrong, because creators nowadays do the job of entire production companies, and sometimes the quality is even better. Today I'm gonna dissect a creator that embodies what it means to be a creator, which will either make you want to be one, show you what you need to succeed, or make you hate the job entirely.
I'm Bo, yo, and I'm the greatest rapper ever, and whether you think I'm clever or not, think you're better, you're not, don't need a sweater, I'm hot, you got two eyes, only got one shot.
Bo Burnham started making videos from his room in the very early days of YouTube. His musical style comedy was one of the first things to blow up on the internet, and he became one of the first internet sensations because of it. He's done a lot of creative work, like several comedy specials, he's even written a poetry book. But what embodies what Bo is capable of more than anything else is his newest comedy special, Inside. The idea of Inside was Bo creating a comedy special while trapped inside during the pandemic, with him, his camera, and a room. Remind you of anything? One of the greatest things about Inside is the limitations of the body of work Bo was trying to produce. Producing an entire comedy special within one room, with equipment that he can't fit in one room, with all the mental struggles and issues that were happening to all of us, especially Bo, during the pandemic, and having to produce something that is of quality to be brought in by Netflix is a real challenge, and shows why creators nowadays need to be really skilled, but it also shows how talented Bo was to produce such a body of work. This was like nothing Bo has ever produced before. If you've seen his previous work on YouTube or his previous comedy specials, you'd think the limitations would make his quality of production go down, but he used lighting and different camera angles to give every scene its own look and feel. Who would imagine that this, and this scene were all filmed in the same room? But apart from all the amazing lighting and camera angles and editing tricks that Bo adds to this special to make it of such a high production quality, nothing trumps the actual message of Inside. Inside doesn't just show the struggles of Bo during the pandemic, but his struggles as a creator. Struggles that you don't see behind the camera. And the entire comedy special is split up into 3 acts. Act 1 is very familiar to those that have watched Bo before and have seen his previous work. His musical, dark, humorous style of jokes that is shown in a lot of the special. Act 2 is him turning 30 within the pandemic and the struggles that came with that. And Act 3 was Bo's actual struggles as a creator. And I really just want to focus on Act 3 today, because Act 3 bleeds into all the other acts. Between all of the scenes, you see shots of Bo struggling, refilming things, setting up the camera, and he gives you insight into how the actual special was made, which shows you the ups and downs of being a creator. If you watch Inside, you'd be very confused to whether Bo loves what he does or hates it, because sometimes you see Bo's mental struggles and what creation does to him, especially in a pandemic world. And the final scene of Inside is left up to the audience perception, where Bo is looking at his body of work and then he smiles. And I feel at that particular moment, it's Bo realizing all the pain washes away because he's created something not just for the audience, but mainly for himself. He does it because he loves it. And it's the beauty of Inside that sometimes makes you laugh, sometimes makes you cry. And that really sums up the life of what it means to be a creator. Bo throughout his career and throughout Inside shows 2 elements that are necessary to be a creator. Number 1 is the amount of skill and talent you need to be a creator. So you need to be very, very patient, because it does take a lot of time and effort to produce what takes an entire production company to also produce. And the second element of Inside is to know that it's a very grueling and tough process, and to learn to be kind to yourself and take time off if you need it.
I'm saying I feel very stressed because I feel like I'm on stage panicking in front of, you know, thousands of people who are looking at me and have this idea of myself, and I feel like I'm trapped within a performance and I'm freaking out because of it. And 13-year-olds were going, yeah, that's like, I feel like that every day. I go, what are you talking about? And I realized that, that the sort of stresses of a C-list comedian were democratized and given to an entire generation. And that my stage fright is common. And it is, and performance anxiety is held by not just performers, you know, and that like social media has made life a performance.
And if you're a creator wondering how and what you need to succeed, I have an entire playlist that deep dives into the most successful creators to show you what you need to do. I'll see you guys in the next one.